Good morning and welcome to Time Out with Sports Adda. Good morning, Arun. There's
Hey
a
Akhil, did you sleep? Did you sleep early last night?
kind of no cricket to watch, nothing to actually ponder upon and make my notes on what to discuss so early night yesterday. Yes,
Yeah, not in the best of circumstances, but just it was one of those days when you sat back and you kind of took stock of what's happening around the world. Uh,
correct.
yeah, I mean, this mask, uh, it's a savior. It's an absolute savior, Akhil.
Absolutely agree, man. I mean, the times that we are going through, all we can do is control what we can, and it's difficult to now. Mask is almost a part of our daily routine. That's how
Yeah.
it feels like. Um,
Isn't that
anyways,
isn't that an accepted cliche in sport as well? Control the controllables. Don't
it
all cricketers,
is
all sportsmen talk about it?
it is the most controllable one. It was some when I used to go for press conferences at for any kind of matches that we used to lose. That was one of the cliche lines that we used to use all the times. And I mean, unfortunately, sometimes we have to continue with that. But
Hmm.
what we are going to do today on the show is we'll take a quick review of what has happened so far in the Indian T20 League. We are almost at the halfway mark. Most teams are playing 7 to 8 games each, and there are combinations, permutations, and all the teams will also start to discuss now. They'll know what is their best lineups. They'll know how many wins they need to probably achieve. There are some teams who are really struggling. So, should we just quickly get a review done?
Sorry, my team. I was saying my team's closer in the top two. So let's jump into it.
Okay, can we have the numbers? Can we have the
Let's look at
points
the
table,
points
please?
table first. Yeah, let's look at the points table, Akhil.
Hmm.
Delhi have run away. Delhi have kind of continued from where they left it last season, haven't they? I mean, sitting top of the table. They have a few issues to address. We'll talk about that. But yeah, Delhi tops the table right now. Chennai,
Interesting,
my
Arun.
team.
This
Hmm?
looks like the four guys who qualified, the four teams which qualified last season are still leading the pack this year, isn't it?
I mean, except for Chennai, obviously. Chennai missed out last season, but you're right. Yeah, uh, take out the Chennai, Hyderabad were last season, weren't they? So,
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, Delhi are pretty much top. Chennai happy to be second. Bangalore, look, all the four teams who sitting 1, 2, 3, 4 have problems, right? It's not like it's been all smooth sailing for them. But what separates the top four from the rest of the pack is that the other four have massive problems. Rajasthan have problems aplenty. Same with Punjab, Kolkata, Hyderabad. I mean, how much can we talk about Hyderabad and Kolkata?
Yeah, very true. I mean, at least the top four that we know,
Hmm.
they've shown some stability. The team combinations have been a little stable. The bottom four are the ones which are really struggling with all of their overseas combinations. They're missing some key players already. Rahul is
Yeah,
gone, Ben Stokes is gone, so that's a big miss for them. But
yeah.
I mean, interesting the kind of lineups that I'm looking. I mean, see if in last IPL finished in sometime in November,
Hmm.
and this time we started playing again in April, and there was
Hmm.
a auction in between. So three teams out of four from last season still dominating the points table. That
Hmm.
means that at auctions like these, you cannot make too much of a difference. Is what the first thing that I look at.
No,
Even though
absolutely.
Punjab spent so much money on buying two foreign players who are the medium pacers, Riley Meredith and Jai Richardson. I'd like to see how many games Jai Richardson has played, how many
Hmm.
overs has he bowled, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
why teams have to really do an introspection that you're going to spend money on players. Are you even going to play them? How many matches
Yeah,
are you going to get them?
yeah,
So
yeah.
why bother spending on so much on a foreign player if he's not going to give you results? These are kind of questions that they need to ask.
Yeah, but Akhil, in a league like this, you always want to have enough quality on your benches. That's what coaches would like. Uh, and this league's all about the big money, the big buys, right? It's the big commercials, big
No,
commerce. So,
I
so
agree with that. I agree with that, but wouldn't you rather spend that 14 crores to make a domestic talent hunt and find out people like Avesh Khan, Sakaria, and just get them into your team ready to have an army of Indian bowlers and just get them? It's not like a Jai Richardson or a Riley Meredith has delivered a lot for the teams, right?
The difference, Akhil, is a lot of this happens because of the reputation, player
Yeah,
reputation, right?
yeah.
Like who'd heard about Sakriya, for
Hmm.
instance? I mean, he's bowled beautifully, but who'd heard about him before the season started?
Yeah.
Jai Richardson came in with a reputation, international
Big
player,
Bash.
obviously. Yeah, big bash. Same with Riley Meredith. Got the pace. Did well in the big bash. Australia fast tracked him to a certain extent to international cricket. So it's a lot. The dynamics of the auction are completely different. One which we will never understand sitting outside. You've got to be there in that hall to understand what's happening on that given day.
Okay. What
I
about the
want to
top?
talk about my team. You didn't talk about my team. Teams have made their purchases, teams have made their signings, but look at what Chennai have done. Chennai probably got only two changes to the playing 11 from last season, right? One is they got Moin Ali in, which was a void they had to fill, and
Yeah.
Suresh Raina has been a part of the team score. So Chennai are pretty much there, and I'm glad that Chennai didn't just jump into changing the core of the team or the structure of the team just because one
Hmm.
season didn't go their way.
Yeah, they're usually a very calm team. Don't go for too many changes. Uh, I think they will need to go a big time at the auction next year because while this season is fine, they'll get along this season. Next year is when they'll have to take big decisions.
We can all keep talking about this, Akhil. We can keep talking about it on shows or plenty, but you know, I'll be surprised if Chennai actually change too much of their team, knowing that they are one big family.
Hmm.
It's I think a lot of players will continue to stay with them.
Okay, fantastic. Should we have a look at the top run scorers this season? People who've scored the most runs, and we're not keeping it in a format of top five or top 10. I wanted to see which are the top scorers for each team.
Each team,
Uh,
correct? Yeah.
yeah, so that we'll know. Yeah, I mean, look at the numbers around like the teams. Fairly all the lot of opening batsmen I see, except for Glenn Maxwell and Sanju Samson. Most of them are openers.
Yes, and that's the surprise for me. In a team like Bangalore, Glenn Maxwell batting at number 4 is their top run getter. What does it tell you about Virat Kohli? What does it tell you about the top three batsmen? Is that approach correct? That's the question I want to ask.
Hmm.
Happy with Shikhar Dhawan the way he's playing. KL Rahul's had his problems, but he's done all right. Faf du Plessis has been Mr. Consistent. Sanju Samson hot and cold. Rohit Sharma not the same Rohit Sharma we've seen over the years. Johnny Bairstow again hot and cold. Glenn Maxwell I just mentioned. Nitish Rana started well, then a couple of failures. Yeah, so for me, Glenn Maxwell's the one surprising name in that list.
And interestingly, you might have a perspective to this, and I'd like to take that. If I can have that run scored and the strike rate back again, if you look at the
Hmm.
strike rates around, except for Sanju Samson, Indian player who's 145, the
Hmm.
others who are over 140 are all the foreign players, which is Bairstow and Faf and Glenn Maxwell. You
Hmm.
wouldn't have imagined a Faf Duplessis to be batting at 145, right? But Rohit is batting at 128. Nitish Rana is batting at 122. There is some kind of a. This is an approach in terms of the approach that they look at, is what I feel, saying that the foreign openers are willing to go at a much more higher strike rate. One name, Indian name that will come into this list is Prithvi Shaw, probably, and Mayank Agarwal, who must be most again 140 above. But is that an approach that the Indian openers have?
It certainly looks like that, Akhil. And I'll give you a few other stats. Let's look at Virat Kohli's strike rate this season. And pardon me for going on about Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is 121.47, right? Um, Rishabh Pant is 131.48. But I'll give you a couple of other names, right? Manish Pandey is 123.71. I'll give you a few other names, players who are not established. Prithvi Shaw is 166.48.
He's
Mayank
a
Agarwal
standout.
is Mayank Agarwal is 141.3. Right? I look further down the list. Ruturaj Gaikwad is 130. Devdutt Padikkal is 152. So there certainly seems to be, all these top-notch players, Indian players, seem to be putting a price on their wicket. They're not playing T20 the way it should be played. I mean, they're just dropping anchor and saying, let me bat 10 overs, 12 overs, 20 overs. That's not what T20 is about. If we spoke about Brendan McCullum's approach the other day, he said, if you hit a boundary, next ball look for another boundary. That is T20. You want teams to be aggressive from ball 1 to ball 120.
Well said, absolutely well said. And I think the stats are they reflect exactly what we wanted to talk about. Should we have a look at the bowling stats also? It will be interesting to see which are the bowlers who are taking the most wickets for each of the teams. It's been an interesting mix.
And yeah, I mean Harshal Patel's holding the purple cap in the league. I think closely followed by Avesh Khan for Delhi. But yeah, I mean the usual suspects. I'd say a Sam Curran is probably a surprise there in that list for Chennai. Uh, Pat Cummins again expected. Mohammad Shami, I'd say expected. What do you think, Akhil? Any surprises there?
Avesh Khan is the most welcome addition to this exceptional economy rate, 7.77. When
Yeah.
he's bowling at the death, he's getting his Yorkers. So very happy to see Avesh Khan there.
Mm,
Chris Morris, 14 wickets so far. Not really has delivered them match-winning spells, which they might be disappointed with,
mm,
considering the amount he's gone for. But again, I hadn't expected Chris Morris to be there. I mean, I thought some of the other Rajasthan bowlers might just take the pie there.
mm,
Rahul Chahar again is very interesting. Again, he's bowled very well, and economy of 7.21 for a leg spinner is exceptional. Uh,
mm.
Two names while they're there, Pat Cummins is there and Mohammad Shami is there, but I don't think they'll be very happy with the kind of performances they have put in. They have both key bowlers in their teams. I think they would have wanted to do more in terms of impact performances, not just wickets wise. So yeah, I
Absolutely,
mean,
absolutely.
Rashid is Rashid, right? You
I mean,
can't. Team might be performing very poorly, but boss, that guy knows his job.
he'll probably have one bad day a season, and I think he's already had that. Not going to have any more bad days, but yeah, Rashid's the best bowler in T20 cricket right now around the world. We'll talk about Rashid Khan and Rahul Chahar at length, but yeah, I mean Avesh Khan for me, and I'd like to reiterate this point I made a couple of weeks ago. Harshal Patel had his moments, Akhil. When the surfaces were working in his favor, he was outstanding. He used the change of pace well, bowled fuller, made the batsman reach, did all of that. But when it comes to flat batting surfaces, I'm sorry, Harshal Patel might not be the answer. We saw him go for runs in the last couple of games. Uh, I think RCB Bangalore need to find other solutions to that problem again.
No, I think they did exceptionally well with Jamieson and Siraj bowling those Yorkers the other day. I think it was against Delhi where they managed to keep Rishabh quiet.
Hmm,
So I think Jamieson and Siraj are doing their job.
hmm.
But if these two people go, I mean, the challenge will be against in the knockouts, I guess. And yeah, we'll see how Harshal Patel goes there.
Yes, Akhil. But before that, I have to remind people watching, please mask up when you're stepping out. Avoid stepping out if as much as you can. Stay indoors and sanitize, please.